Christina and the boys of Lacuna Coil. It's Bad Things Up. They're soon to be released live from the Apocalypse album. Now we move over to Jersey band Huxley in the house. Well, Zoom house. Now, if you haven't heard these guys yet, you are missing out, and you weren't listening to the show last week, you assholes. Okay, Monkey Boy played their song, What Have I Done? And the messages are Keith Wall and Caliber. Remember when I had Keith Wallen on for Dream Away? Okay, well, Dream Away was barely on the secondary charts. And Monkey Boy played that. You guys wanted to hear him so bad. I had one guy even give me a death threat if I didn't have him on. So, okay, here we go. Doug from Huxley is here. How's it going, my friend?
It's going great. How about yourself, man?
I am good now that you're here and people will shut up and leave me alone.
Yeah, I mean, death threats is horrible. So I hope
That
I
was
hope it
well,
was
like
friendly
it, like
one.
it told Keith was like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry." And I was like, I think it was tongue in cheek. I
Right, right.
don't think the guy was like loading his gun and coming over to my place or anything.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Doug, have you always been musically inclined? Man, I like the things I hear.
I mean, feels like a loaded question. No, I mean, I've actually had a lot of great teachers throughout the years. I mean, I went through, all elementary school and middle school and high school and college, going through different music classes, choir classes. So I've been super fortunate to have some amazing teachers, help me out along the way. And then just by going to the studio a bunch and learning from guys who've done it, like our current producer, uh, Chris. Oh man, I'm blanking on his name already. That's horrible. No, no, but Chris Kelly, he's unbelievable. He really has done so much for us. Before that, we worked with Grant and Carson over at Atrium Studios.
Okay.
So just being able to go to these guys and just learning off of them has been such a great thing that I've gotten to do in this world.
Now, when you guys are in the studio, and because your song "What Have I Done," I love the fact that at around give or take the 35-second mark or so, all of a sudden that's where all the elements like start to flow and it kicks in. And so, what is your writing style like? Was that intricately planned, or is that stuff just happen?
A little bit of both, I would say. We have a really cool writing style between me and my guitarist Mike, as well as our bassist Wet and our drummer Bill. We all really have a very clear goal in mind, which is what gets people listening. A song's good if people go back and go, you know what, immediately it had me, and I couldn't get away. So with this song, we really just thought about like, yeah, we can start off kind of creepy and those kind of things, but like let's get them immediately. Let's really have them feel kind of the point of the song.
The it's one of those things where I hear so many of different multiple influences in the music. So I'm going to throw something at you, and you speak for the other members also.
Sure.
Now, I've said this about a few different artists I talked to, and you tell me if I'm off base or not. But I totally think you guys are going to be one of those bands that shapes the rock landscape going into like 2022, 23, 24. How do you feel about that?
I mean, that's amazing. That is honestly our goal, right? We've been music people forever. We once were a post-hardcore band, and then a couple years ago we were like, you know what? I miss rock. I miss just basic balls rock. Where
Okay.
it's just just gets you out there, something that kind of speaks to the old school sort of sound, but it keeps progressing in this new world that we're at. And so like that's just been our kind of motivation. It's just how can we be the next rock band? One that can share the stage with Shinedown or Breaking Benjamin, or even if it was a Pearl Jam or something like even an old school one. Like that's our kind of goal. And so fact that you say that, that's awesome.
So with the post-hardcore stuff, and you saying that you were missing rock, was it a thing where you were just tired of doing that style, or was it just a thing where it's like, hey man, I just want to stretch what I have? Did
Um,
you feel like you weren't actually creating the way you wanted to?
yeah, I think that's exactly it. I think we got to the point where, we looked around and it was like, these were fun songs, but we just, it wasn't us, like,
Okay.
I grew up, listening to, really kind of Matchbox 20, which is kind of a, a modern
Yeah,
school
top
rock.
40.
Yeah, yeah. So I listened to a lot of that radio rock, and like that's what shaped me. I sang Drops of Jupiter in my car. Yeah, I'm giving you like really
Hey,
bad examples, but
that's a good song though. I mean, a lot of
yeah.
people bust on Train, but that was a good song.
Yeah, yeah, but it's all those hits, all those things that when you're in high school or whatever, and you're sitting down, and flipping through, the radio stations around, and you're like, wow, that song is an earworm. It gets stuck in your head, and you're like, I want to make that. I want something that's fun that can, you can connect to, you can sing to, you can feel power behind, you can work out to, anything like that is kind of where we wanted to be.
Where you would now you mentioned fun. Okay, so that brings me to a question.
Sure.
When you're on stage, what is the most fun part of a show for you?
Ooh, that's great. I really enjoy doing my mic tricks. It
Mic
always just,
tricks.
yeah, I like to throw the mic around, throw it out in front of the audience, catch it back around the neck. I just have fun. Like we're there to have a party. So like I'm going all out. I'm putting life and limb at risk. I'm climbing on things, and that's what I enjoy. I want people to leave that show going, that singer was insane. What is he doing?
Now you throwing the mic out to the audience. What are you talking, a corded mic and then pulling it back?
Yes, yeah, exactly like that.
What what happens when the mic detaches and nails somebody in the forehead?
I have the mic duct taped and then electrical taped and then duct taped again and then electrical
Okay.
taped again.
Okay.
It ain't going nowhere.
Well, I just don't want to hear a Huxley versus so and so lawsuit.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, it was Doug's mic again. What the hell? Uh,
Yeah, no. I'm trying to make sure that the only people at risk are us on the stage. So the other guys might not be as happy, but I'm going all out.
okay. What when you're doing all that stuff, man, okay, obviously you have energy like that's incredible. What are the rest of the guys doing?
They're rocking in their space. We do a really nice job. I really believe that spacing on a stage is important. So we do a nice job of just kind of really starting to understand like where we're at on the stage. So we all kind of know like, if I'm shifting here, they're getting out of the way and they're rocking over here, and we're all commanding what we have in front of us. Like every person out in the audience demands a show. So it doesn't matter if you're looking at our guitarist or if you're looking at our bassist or you're looking at me or whatever it is, you're going to get a show. You're going to get somebody doing something cool.
Okay. All right. You said everybody's aware of their space and everything. That reminded me, I was watching a video. It was one of those like worst bands in the world, blah blah blah, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy tried to, the guitar flip,
Yeah.
around the back and that stuff. Well, he did that. Well, he wasn't aware that his lead singer was standing right next to him, and he clocked him right in the face. have you ever had one of those oh shit moments happen where you're like, oh, I'm sorry, man?
Absolutely. And it's with my mic spins. I've bashed headstocks. I've nearly missed guitarists doing some matrix stuff. It's always crazy up there. Our guitarist actually did a guitar spin and just threw his guitar right onto the ground and unhinged on the way around and just exploded on the ground. And it was our last song, so it was really cool, but that was it.
Oh, that's It's kind of lucky, actually.
Yeah,
That was your
it
last
was.
song.
It was
That
very
would have
lucky.
sucked. Man, thank you very much. Good night.
Right, exactly. We just kind of looked around and was like, no, that was planned. He didn't want that guitar at all.
Okay, take me through one of your working days, because I want our listeners to understand what goes in, or how much goes into actually doing what you do for a living. Uh just one day, like take a day where you have to write and get ready to record, maybe working with some of the band members.
Mhm.
What, just one day.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you can see, I know the people listening can't see, but you can see I have my microphone kind of on top of me here.
Yep.
Um, and you're actually propped up on my computer. So I come into my little spare bedroom here, and I have both my guitarist and my producer working on things, sending to me. And I sit down on the computer, I work on all that. On top of it, I'm always working on our website, or our email templates, or our social media posts. And all those are full-time jobs. I mean, like, the social media is so important, and there's so many of them. So you have to keep up to date. You have to make sure that your hashtags are right and scheduled. So a lot of marketing stuff on that end, but a lot of it is just sitting with this microphone, listening to a song over and over again, and just seeing what sparks, and working with the guys, and talking about what a song's about and how it's about. And yeah, that's a day.
That's
Those hours go quick. Yeah.
wake out. Oh, dude. Oh, uh, what is with computer time? When I'm working in front of the computer, next thing I knew, no, I look at the clock and like 3 hours has gone by.
Yeah, it's
It's like,
unbelievable. It's warped into the computer. You can swear you're spending 20 minutes, and you're like, oh, I've been at this for 8 hours. I should probably leave this room once.
yeah, it's like the other day, it was so bad. I was actually recording the show. I was in front of the computer for so long that, like, I walked away, things were tinted blue. I
Oh,
had, like,
no.
everywhere I would look, I have blue shit following me all around.
Yeah,
So I
that's not
don't
good
know
on
what's
those
up.
eyes. Yeah.
What's that?
So that's not good on those eyes. You gotta get some blue light filter on that.
I'm like, oh, okay. Because at first I was like, what the hell? It's not like I'm taking Viagra or anything. Why is everything blue? And I'm like, oh, okay. Now I understand. I guess 17 hours is too long.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah, it'll wear.
I'm definitely gonna play your tune, What Have I Done?
Mhm.
Out of our interview, but I think I want to play one other one. What's your favorite? Because that's the one I want to play.
Ooh, I would say as of right now, there's a ton of unreleased stuff that's probably my favorite, but there's one
Oh,
that's
I'll
out there
play
right
one of
now.
those. I'll play one of those. No,
But
what you
no, I
got?
think "If I Ruled the World" is definitely one of our favorites. It was our first single when we released as a band, and it just really kind of described what we were trying to do. You talked about us being a rock band that might shape the future of rock, and that was kind of what that song was about. Was like, if it's our time, this is what we're gonna do. And that song just kind of, we went into the studio with this in mind, and that song came everything of what we wanted out of it. So
That's a really good tune. So
thank you.
definitely, man, I'm playing it. But like I said just a few minutes ago, man, I got to play What Have I Done? So let's give the people that were buttholes last week and not listen to the show and not hear What Have I Done, a taste of What Have I Done. And as always, I got to ask for Rockstar Scream.
Oh man! All right.
Oh, come on.
Yow!
Oh, you got it.
There you go.
This is Huxley out in New Jersey. This is their tune, What Have I Done? It's right here, right now on Real Rock Nights.